Alabama fans, roll tide, roll. Welcome to Tight Sports and Alabama Megacast. Welcome to the People's Crimson Tide channel, where we talk all things Alabama football and all things that may get in the way of our next national title. Oh, Tide fans, you know how special you are to me. May God keep you all. Roll Tide, roll. God bless the Alabama Crimson Tide family as a whole. Thank you for joining me today. Here we are again, successfully on the road to 19. We're locked, cocked, and ready to rock, Tide fans. And as you know, we're here every Monday on Around the Herd at 6:30 to let you know what's happening. And please remember that we have other shows that we have another show we call Iron Bowl Debates. It drops on Wednesday at 6, where I discuss the landscape with DC from the Auburn Addicts channel. The man refuses to get help for his addiction, so I try to discuss it logically with him, various sports-related topics, so he can understand things like we do. You know, for now, the show is slated to continue every Wednesday, where the discussion can be perplexing at times and 38 hot. Pray my strength in the Lord, and I will do the same for you. And as you know, and I am sure you're fully aware that there are many that find themselves searching for a college football home. No judgment, no judgment. So whether you're visiting us from another SEC home, ACC or AAC home, it's the same thing, former Pac-12 or an independent team or other division, we ask you come into the chat, introduce yourself, give us your team, the head coach from which you are visiting, and let us know if you're looking for a football home. I actually wrote down here church home. That's funny because I got this from the church. But anyway, we provide, full affiliation transfer, or we can just do Overwatch for you while you're waiting on your current home team to realize that the new leadership is warranted. Friends, we do understand. So let us know in the comments all about you. Won't you come right now? And now is the time where I extend the hand of Crimson Tide Fellowship to you right now. Carefully reach out and just touch your screen. That's right. Take a breath and be made a member of the greatest dynasty in all of football. Let the toughness of Gene Stallings consume you and make you bear Bryant strong in your friendom. I feel you. I feel the nation getting stronger right now. Now, some of you for the first time, let me hear it. On 3, bring all you got. Let me get a roll tide. 1, 2, 3, roll tide. Thank you all who heeded the call. Welcome to Crimson Tide Nation. Now the titles are available to you. Others, please don't hesitate. Won't you come? If you need hope, a chance, or just need to spend your Saturdays cheering or seeking to get into the 12-team playoffs, won't you come? If you're tired of sending 500 texts back and forth during the first quarter of your game with other fans of your garbage team, leave it in the past. Come while the doors to the bandwagon are open. The time is now, and the doors will close in 3, 2, 1. With that all out of the way, let us welcome the lost masses who consistently hope for the Crimson Tide's downfall. Now, there is forgiveness even for these lost souls, but may the spirit of Bama grace fall upon them and purge the rot out of their dark hearts with the awesomeness of the Crimson Tide. So haters, pull on up as well. Grab a seat. Do it quietly. I don't want you to distract from anybody. And just maybe you can turn your pitiful program into a winner when it grows up. Thank you all for tuning in as well. Today we're talking about how to skin a badger. We're We're going to talk about the ups and downs of the game and some week 3 observations that I made. Man, this show is packed. Don't know how long we'll be here, but there's a lot to get through because we are getting into the heart of the season, folks. Thank you all again for joining me here on Tight Sports, where we are dedicated and privileged to giving you all of the pertinent, relevant, and impactful information on the greatest football dynasty that ever exists. The Tide is the best to ever do it, and let a naysayer know. The University of Alabama Crimson Tide is always in title run mode. Well, Roll Tide, welcome. Please like this video, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I plan to be live for games at the start, hopefully, but at least by halftime. So no need to watch alone over there in Camp Hill and Pelham and Waterloo and Hope Hull, Alabama. Tight got you. You can even tell me to shut the heck up all game long. Just tune in. So if you're in East Alabama, better known as Georgia, or Pensacola, Alabama, or West Alabama in cities like Pascagoula, Vicksburg, Jackson, or even Itabena, Tide family, Tide is here to watch the game with you. So tune in. So let me pull this up. I want to look at the key stats of the game. Had some really good moments on Saturday against old Wisconsin. Where are we? Look at this stuff. Key stats in our victory over the Badgers of Wisconsin. Skin them up. They ain't like their stronger cousin, the Honey Badger. These Badgers, yeah. We have some good things to look that happened on Saturday. It's always great when you have somebody score 5 touchdowns. Now, everybody want to talk about, Jalen Milroe is not a quarterback. He's a running back, plays quarterback. He got more rushes. He got this, whatever. He got 5 touchdowns, 2 on the ground, 3 in the air, 3 on the ground, 2 in the air. I don't care. He did it. What I do care about is I just don't like my quarterback running like this, taking people on with his shoulders and his thighs. Man, we need to do like the Chicago Bears. They went and got that Williams boy, Caleb Williams. They got him a slip and slide. Teach him how to slide. I like that idea. Get Jalen Milroe a slip and slide. It's gonna have to be industrial strength though, because he put a hip on it, may just tear right through it. And make sure don't use water. You may want to put some Vaseline on it. I don't want my man getting raspberries or strawberries upside his leg either. So one thing we did too well, we only had 4 penalties. That shows great discipline and focus. We had 3 wide receivers that average double digits while catching. We had 3 wide receivers that have a touchdown, while 4 of them had double digits in yards per catch. That's a way to beat a Badger. That's how you skin a Badger. Make sure that the primary ball carriers average 5 yards a carry. I prefer 6.5, or really 9, but 5 will do. I like that. We had a punter go out there and average 49.2 yards per boot. 4 out of 5 of them ended in a fair catch. It does matter. Punters are a weapon, folks. It's a defensive weapon. And we got one in Burnham. We got 2 quarterbacks that played in this game who received QBR ratings. Of course, Jalen Milroe did very well. But Ty Simpson, he had a QBR of 130.4 in cleanup duty. It was like 4 for 5, 5 for 5, had some rushing yards. That's a great day for some people. But my quarterback, Jalen Milroe, 225.7 QBR. 225. Now, his passer rating was pretty good too. You ask me, because we won by a lot. But that QBR, where most quarterbacks are measured these days, that is extremely high. Another thing I saw that we allowed them 3 of 14 third down conversion attempts. That's awesome. That's playing some defense. They got to 14 third down opportunities, and they were only able to convert 3 times. I wish it could have been 0, but I'll take 3. we had an overwhelming number of explosive plays compared to the opponent. I mean, 42-10, it says a lot, but that's how it happened. The explosive plays on the offense. And it was great, again, to see Ty get in the game and get some meaningful work. The boy can spin it. I feel real good about him getting his work early because we never know. You twist the ankle, you keep running the quarterback around the side, and, you get a bone bruise, something. I don't expect Jalen Milroe to run like that versus Georgia. I just don't. I think you always got a steak throw. That's something I got from the Two Live Stews a long time ago. You check them out. They back on the radio if you're looking. Two Live Stews talking about, why are they doing this? Why are they doing it? They steak throwing. They trying to throw you off. Yeah, we're running Jalen Milroe more than we're running the tailbacks combined. He going to run sometimes, but when they get to the heavy hitting game, especially when you got to make it through this schedule that I'll get to in a minute, you got to kind of take it easy on that running. But Ty Simpson can spin it. And he got some skates on him too. So I like that. So watching the O-line play and not earning massive penalties, totally smashing suckers in the face and opening up big runs was a pleasurable experience. You get kind of so frustrated at times, you kind of want to forget they're there, but you want to forget they're there in a good way. Going to the comments right now. Here we go. We got PhD. What is up with you? Good evening. Roll, Tide, roll to you. Now, here are a couple things that could cost us dearly. I'm just going to be honest. I know people don't want to hear it, but we've had 2 days to digest what happened on Saturday. Here are a couple things that could cost us dearly as we enter into a grueling and seemingly unending string of SEC opponents. Have y'all looked at the schedule? It looked one way a month ago. Now, to me, it looks totally different. Totally different. Thank you for coming in on PhD. Personally, I don't care how somebody looks against somebody else. That kind of analysis works when you're doing a pick'em contest and fantasy sports. But I've learned that a team has to bring their best to win in every SEC game on every Saturday, because every Saturday is an opportunity to succeed or fail. With that, here's some numbers that are concerning when you consider that this team, the University of Wisconsin Badgers, not fighting Badgers, but Badgers, they lost their starting quarterback. And we'll probably not be that, I don't want to say lucky or opportunistic. That probably won't happen in a few weeks. So, everyone wants to cheer. But if you listen to the press conferences, go to Tight Sports. I just put the bi-week press conferences out. I just released them. Even the coaches are looking at this stuff. We got to be honest. Before some of us lose another big screen, and then mama ain't happy, and babies can't watch. Who they watching now? Not the Teletubbies. I think they took them things off TV. Sesame Street, Electric Company. Are they still in business? I don't know. So let's take a look at some numbers. Numbers I do not like. We had 18 first downs. They had 17. I don't like that number. I don't like that number. Everybody thinking, looking at the score. Everybody looking at all this other stuff. God forbid. I'm not even going to use a team on our schedule. What if we had 18 first downs and Texas had 17 first downs? Think about it. Think about it. I don't want to drag this out, but I just want you to think about that. Now, the Badgers were also 3 of 4, 75% on fourth down. Fourth down. They converted 75% on fourth down. We was great on third down. Because remember, they were 3 of them, whatever. So 3 of those 11 that we stopped, they end up getting it One more play later. That ain't good. Oh, yeah. USL, West Kentucky. What if that was Texas? And I'll bring up Texas because we could see Texas in the playoffs. Could see Texas in the playoffs, but we don't see them in the regular season. So you got to clean that up. We ran 56 plays. Not really enough for me, but it is what it is. I think they were testing these explosive plays, or the plays went further than we thought they would go. They ran 72 plays, folks. 72. They had one big long drive that was like wearing our defense out. You hear me? What if Texas ran 72 plays against us? I might as well bring up. What if that was Miami? Who am I kidding? Nobody kidding. Ain't nobody studying Miami. I'm going to stick with Texas because it's realistic. It's futuristic. It's the things we got to clean up to get to the playoffs. And it's really something we got to clean up before we get through the rest of the regular season. There was a net neutral on sacks. We got 2 sacks. A lot of hits. Yes, LT over. After LT Overton hit that backup quarterback lock, I had to go get some Bengay. And I ain't rubbing on my body. I shot it up in my vein. I'm just joking. But that was a hard hit. We got 2 sacks. They got 2 sacks. I don't like that. Y'all may like it. Against Texas again, I can find another example. Texas is just a hot thing right now. You know what I mean? But against Texas, that might not mean nothing. They're like, even Steven, sucker, and punches in our mouth. There were no interceptions. We got close. I appreciate the tips. I appreciate the knockdowns. I appreciate the lineman getting it. No interceptions. I'm talking about you, Keon Saab. You should have had that one. It was difficult. It was difficult for me, not for you. You are a superstar player, son. I expect you to make superstar plays. No interceptions. I don't like that. I know you just can't wish upon a star and get interception, but these boys are dynamic. These boys are awesome and powerful. We should have had one. Our Lou Grozer award-winning transfer kicker from, anybody know where he's from? Was it Ball State? Because the coach was crying. Alabama stole my kid. Come get him back. No, just coaches are saying the wind may have been high, may have misjudged it. He missed a 46-yarder, bro. And not only did he miss a 46-yarder, it was the first offensive opportunity, I think, of the game. Kind of demoralizing to go down the field and not come, first time around. And, it's a mental thing. I kind of like scoring first time we get the ball. I don't care if they get a touchdown and we get a field goal. We just can't go out there and get 0, son. So get it together. We'll tell the dude where you live. He wants you back. The starting QB was 5-4-5. Not an engineer, but I think that's 100%. The starting QB for Wisconsin, I'll say it again, was 5-for-5, and the backup threw for 50%. So I began to think, it begs the question, if the starter Van Dyke would have stayed in the game, what might have been his completion percentage? Would he have gone down to 50%? The backup threw for 50%. Or would he stay at 100%? Probably not. Might he have come in at 70%? Would this have been a 10-point victory for the Crimson Tide? Or a close loss? I don't know. What I can tell you, there are certain teams, which I would not mention that's on our schedule, you don't want to have a quarterback throwing for 70%. I don't know what you got to do to get it down, but I just don't like that number. You call me, I'll help you work on it, coach. But I don't like that number at all. I don't like that number. I mean, that's Georgia. Just throw the ball a lot. But let's stick with Texas. You want Arch Manning or Quentin Ewers throwing 70%? The starter was a 5 for 5 until, unfortunately, hope the young man recovers, Tyler Van Dyke. I was joking. I wanted to turn him into Dick Van Dyke. He was 100%. Got hurt. We've been here before. Texas game, 2009. Old boy left the game. We won. This backup was 50%. If Tyler Van Dyke would have stayed, would we have been in 7? I don't like the number. That's all I'm saying. I'll let that go. If Texas throws 70% on us in the playoffs, do we win that game? I don't care if it's in the final. Things to work on. Got a bye week. Wisconsin had the ball for 34 minutes. Y'all know math. We scored quickly. I get it. Explosive plays. I get it, but I don't like this. We should be getting off the field on defense and trying to control their defense by conducting at least 2 strategically long drives. We had 1. No, you disagree? Maybe I'm wrong, but I believe in as much complimentary football as you can. Trying to take the steam out of defense is an art. Saban did it so well. So well. It's an art. And, something I hope we master soon before the next 6 games roll off. We had a total of 6 scoring drives. The longest one was 3 minutes and 22 seconds. That was the shortest one. That was the longest. Yeah, that was the shortest one. No, that's the longest one. I wish I had pulled that up. But the second longest drive, yeah, that was the longest one. The second longest was 3 minutes and 58 seconds. And that was the longest one was 6 minutes and 32 seconds. That was at the end of the game. The longest one was 3:20. The shortest one was, let me slow down, 3:58. And the longest one was 6:32. But what happened was that was at the end of the game when I think we were trying to close it out was Ty Simpson. But even that drive didn't end like I wanted it to. It could have been a field goal or something. We ended it with a punt. Remember how we used to close out them games? Third quarter? We'll work on it. However, I think this was an attempt to take the ball out, the air out of the ball at the end of the game. We just ended it with no points. And something else I didn't like was, like I said, not scoring on the first drive of the game. It's not an imperative. It's just a downer. Just to get points on the board, especially when you're on the road. Am I asking for perfection? No. And that does not exist. I know that. But we got to seek excellence in every area. That's how we show up at the end of November undefeated. I said it. Not only undefeated, but the most feared team headed into the playoffs. Now you say, why is the Tyke just scrutinizing every doggone thing that's going on out here? Why is he just yibbing yabbing about this game? Well, let's take a look at the next 7 weeks. The next 7 weeks. I think we're off. We're going to the beach, we're going to get some suntan oil, get some brewskis, pull out the grill, throw some on the barbie. No, they're going to work. The coaches said they're going to work, clean everything up. And let's look at the next 7 opponents. Or 6. Georgia. Trust me, don't trust your lying eyes. There is no free lunch. Kentucky is Kentucky. They are Georgia. Don't even buy into what you saw. Kirby is just like old St. Nick. He got stuff under his sleeves. He holding stuff back. He know we watching. He watching us. That's why we didn't try to do a whole bunch in the last 3 games. There is no free lunch. That is going to be a battle. That is going to establish who we are in this country. That is a game that you actually could lose and move up in the polls. Trust me. Don't trust your lying eyes. Listen to me. There's no free lunch. Vandy. This is not the Vandy of the early 2000s where winning was guaranteed. Guard your grill for real. Vandy will bust you in your mouth and just make it an agonizing day. But the national numbers and strength of schedules is important. Vandy has beat some people. Nobody that really impressed me. But you don't want to walk out of that game and win that game by 2 points. But guard your grill. Vandy got something going on up there for very specific reasons if you research it. South Carolina, where it appears Beamer ball is alive and kicking, that ain't what it was 12 months ago. It ain't what it was 4 years ago. There's something special happening with the Cockadoodle-Doos over there in Columbia, South Kakalaki. Tennessee at that trash stadium. Josh Heupel may never win a national championship with that butter on toast offense where they spread the defense wide as the Grand Canyon, and then the D make you run drills like it's spring training the whole game. There are weaknesses that we must exploit, but staying on the field on defense instead of offense will not help. Ball control is our friend, folks. That's why I don't like all these short drives. Got to get the rhythm off. Every time the Giants beat Tom Brady, they took that rhythm. They took the air out of that ball as much as possible, and they still almost lost. But they won 2 Super Bowls. Check it out. They got film. Missouri. It's number 7 in the nation and mad at everything moving. Thank goodness they coming to Tuscaloosa. If I got that right, let me know in the chat. Or wrong, let me know in the chat. They coming. Huh? Now, after you go through all that, after we do all them teams, after we go through that whole minefield, if we focus on excellence, we can beat them. And then you got probably the most inconsistent team in this mix, LSU. Hopefully the defense will remain awful by the time we get to Death Valley. Because we're going to need somebody to give us a break, because the rest of them teams I just mentioned, they ain't giving nobody no break. LSU is going to give us a game. We know what they do. They're going to try to outscore you. But hopefully their defense will be like, ole, and let us in. Now, for most teams, that's a whole season. That's a season right there. If you disagree, let me know. But this just gets us to Mercer. Woo, mercy. That gets us to Mercer. Then we have Oklahoma and AU left to play at the Iron Bowl. Now, the issues I addressed earlier about the team, and this team is packed with great athletes, and I can definitely see how Coach DeBoer will pull the guys together and gel them together by leaps and bounds over the next 2 weeks. Overall issues aside, it was a clean game with plenty of big plays on offense, and the defense had a stellar game. There are a few adjustments that got to be made by Coach Womack, and he already addressed it. He saw it. He wants to tighten up the run game. He needs to add some more wrinkles. And I don't know if you noticed or not, because they were playing a wide game, our linebackers played a lot of zone because they were doing RPO, so they were going back and forth, side to side, and they was picking who was going to blitz at this time. And that's a lot of wear and tear. And, we had injuries there as well, so we got to still – I think he's the man to get the job done because the opponents get better, so the defensive scheme, stunts, and coverages and all that stuff got to get better as well. So now we're going to take a look at our injuries, and then we're going to grade out the groups like we do every week, or will do every week going forward. Injuries. Cole Adams is injured. He was injured on week 2. He's still down. They're checking him out. Quay Rusall, he's got a leg injury. He's supposed to be evaluated. I think he's going to be okay by the end of the week, but he is still being evaluated. That's all they said. Malachi Moore, same 2 type of hits. One hit, he went and he dislodged the ball. We got a big turnover. Everybody rolls out. Same type of hit. He kind of collided with a teammate. He's in protocol, concussion protocol, unfortunately. Richard Young, his leg injury is supposed to be assessed as well. Don't know the extent of it. That's all Coach DeBoer said. Let's see. Now, can't really read this, but I'm throwing it up here anyway. This defensive line. LT Overton, as I mentioned earlier, he was a wrecking ball. against the Badger offense. I can't believe he didn't get some kind of weekly accolades, but he was just terrorizing that whole team. 6 tackles, sack, pass breakup, plenty of pressure. Tim and Tim putting in work on the interior as usual, but overall the group or the scheme did enough to pressure the quarterback as a group. I wanted some more pressure to come from the linebackers, but I see what they were doing. But they did get in there later in the game. But overall, because we didn't get enough pressure in from the defensive line, except for maybe like LT Overton, they did get some sacks. I had to give them a B+. I gave them a B+. I'm hard on them. I know I am. I'm hard on them. The linebackers, the coverages had them backpedaling a lot, shooting gaps interchangeably. So the stamina took a big hit. I could tell, it took a big hit, especially when we got to that long drive later in the second half. But they get a B-. However, I think Coach Womack was keeping it safe to make sure we didn't get crushed by the RPO. But they got to master that because, like I said, the teams that we got coming up, they do a lot of that stuff. They're going to spread you wide and run it. They're going to bring you in and throw it. You got to be ready to run. So they got plenty of work to do because playing Tennessee could have turned into a longer day. So we got to get ready for that. That's going to be a lot of running and physical cardio stuff this week. We got to get ready. Secondary, Coach Womack was talking about how proud he was of the younger guys that played. They did their job. Nobody really broke through. They did a fantastic job in coverage, breaking up passing, holding their coverage. I don't even know if they had maybe like one holding call on defense. And they did a good job backing up the backers, especially Kean Saab and Malachi Moore and Red and them. So next up, running backs, A+ for this group. The group's running, catching like they're supposed to do. They was picking up blockers. I can see larger days ahead for them. And in the running backs group, just for kicks and giggles, I'll go ahead and throw Jalen in there because we had a huge, awesome running day. Where that? Yeah. Could have been a bigger day. But 200 yards, I'll take it. Just went on the field that long enough, folks. And I think it's kind of a coach's decision, or Wisconsin defense is making Swiss cheese on that campus. Where are we at? Wide receiver and tight end. There was a 37-yard TD toss to a tight end. What a welcome sight. It gives the other defenses a lot to think about going forward when dealing with us. You better cover that seam. The wide receivers did a great job blocking him as well in the run game. Kendra Law was actually brought up by Coach Sheridan earlier today. He was very proud of him and the work he put in. I don't need to share it. This is Kendra Law. He didn't even catch a pass, and that's the first receiver he talked about because he was blocking so well out there. I give that group an A+. As I said, Jalen, the Associated Press Player of the Week, the SEC Co-Player of the Week, along with Ole Miss's Jason Dart. Hey, Dart, a QBR of 225. I mean, people still hating on this man and don't appreciate the future of college football. Arch Manning is running down the field and everybody's blown away. Oh, look at him run. Look at him run. Manning can run. Whatever. Okay, bye-bye. Jalen and those like him are the future of all college football, of all football, rather. I give him a AA on his play this week. That's what I said, and I'm sticking to it. Special teams. Burner putting in work. Didn't have that many returns. Ryan Williams stepped in there and got a 20-yard return, though. He ain't number. He looks a baby, 17 years old. Graham, he missed that 46 yards, though, so I'm going to give him an A-, man, but, there will be win. You know what I'm saying? The coaches, good job at getting the boys ready. They seem a lot cleaner than last week. They executed at a very high level. Defense needs some work with the schemes and the wrinkles. And, I'm sure they're going to be working on that this week, so I won't get into all that. But they need to do some work. But I gave the coaches a B+. I feel pretty good about the execution, going on the road, Camp Randall, jumping around. And I understand that Jeremy Bernard, that he actually addressed the team about the dancing at at Camp Randall, and I'm like, kudos to you, young man. Let's calm it down. He said he want to keep things business-like and professional. It was a business trip, and the time for dancing is definitely after the whistle. I love to hear it. I don't care where he came from. I don't care how long we've been there. We need leaders, and we need leaders that are going to be serious about getting this national championship. Something is missing. I got covered. Oh, the offensive line. You know, the offensive line that's falling apart is going to be the demise of Alabama, according to many folks in the media. They played at a level of excellence so high that the score changing just distracted me. I give them a B+ on the season, but I definitely give them an A+ for this week. They did their things in a mighty way. They did their thing in a mighty way. I am so proud of them and what they did. But I did want to bring something up before I get out of here. It's a few things I noticed during week 3 of college football. Michigan, what the heck? This coach that y'all got, he helped y'all to win 3 Big Ten championships and a natty. What is going on? Players love their parents. So when they left, why didn't y'all just go out? When these players left with Harbaugh, why y'all go get that man some players? Go get him some G's. Pull out your checkbooks. Why are the cupboards so bare? Why is this guy playing quarterback like he don't know where he is half of the time? It's like Harbaugh not only took the money, it's like he took all the moxie. He took it all the way to the Chargers or something. You guys are no longer hailing to the conquering heroes, are you? You know, dun 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 dun. That song. That's what they do. Is hail to the conquering heroes. They ain't doing that. This is just sad and pathetic. Get that man some help. I don't like y'all doing that man like that. You know he's sensitive. Get it together, Michigan. Get that man some play. And don't be tripping. Took y'all 8 or 9 months to get his contract. Get that man some help. Jeez. Colorado fans and the media are back on the prime train. Woo, woo. After the big win they had over nobody. Now wait, I personally enjoy the story of prime time. And I'm glad to see great fathers anywhere in this nation. But there's one truth about Coach Prime. The coach is not all that impressive at this point. Struggle win, then a country boy trash thumping by the Huskers in a great win in the state rivalry. And now he's been mentioned to take over the Florida job. Huh? Or some gig in Cowboyville. And nobody want to go to work for Jerry Jones. By the way, Cowboys, wonderful game yesterday. I can't wait to watch that again. As soon as I get out here, I'm going to watch to see what actually happened to y'all. Go Steelers. And let me not forget about the rumors that's taking him to FSU. This is not on Coach Prime. The media has to cut this crap out. Let that man go 600 at Colorado first. So clickbait champions, y'all chill on that, man. This is the segment of media that will be the first to dump on Prime. If or when losing begins again. If or when. I said if or when losing begins again. Did I say that appropriately? Somebody check my grammar. Now next, let this be a cautionary tale for the next group of portal entrants. Boys love their moms and they try to take care of their dads from time to time, but wisdom has to take precedent. And maybe these guys didn't see an NFL future, so they took the money that would have had them set for life. These are 5 players who were at the University of Alabama, and since they left losing against Michigan with us, they've lost 3 other games. And we don't know when they're going to win a game. They should. I think they play Florida Sisters of the Poor coming up pretty soon. But no, it's not funny. But I hope these guys – I thought Roydell Williams had a chance to go to the pros, but they're going to have to pick it up, man. But when I think about DJ Ungulale, he was on his way. Once he left Clemson, where he should not have gone, and went to Oregon State, where he performed well in a pro-style offense, trying to follow Jordan Travis and trying to follow Trevor Lawrence was a mistake by DJ, both head coaches, and DJ's home support. From mud to sweet brown sugar. Now his career is landfill trash juice. Good luck on your future endeavors, DJ. Just good luck to you on that. So next, Norvell, what is the deal? But folks, I don't know if y'all realize this. Memphis ain't playing with y'all. You know that they say it's only going to be one. They say, sources say that there's only going to be one team from the group of 5 that enters into the playoffs. Well, who might it be? Might there be 2? Who you got? The beginning of the season, I thought UCF. Then I thought UCF found out they was in another. It was in a real conference or the big conference. I'm sorry. So so I said it was Tulane or Memphis. I kept saying Tulane or Memphis. And then Tulane looking good. Then Toledo beat somebody. Who is it going to be? Who is it going to be? Is that my last observation? Oh, yeah. This is not really an observation as much as it is an emergency. This is a call for help. There's a young man out there. His name is Noah Fafita. Noah Fafita is an outstanding redshirt sophomore quarterback at the University of Arizona. His coach left. The girl trainers left, the ball boys left, the band. I don't even know if Arizona have a band right now. Everybody left. For some reason, he stayed. I think he is being held captive by the athletic department of the university. They got something over his head. There's something over his head. There may be somebody in the back that's, I don't know. They may be holding somebody ransom. There's no need for this man that is so talented to still be at this school. I picked Arizona to cover this game, and look what happened. What were they favored by? It was a Thursday night. Kansas State, they were favored by 7.5 points. 7.5 points. I sat there and I watched this tragedy. They got 7 points. It was 7-7 coming out of the first quarter, and they never scored again. They have a receiver, and then they got 9 guys with football uniforms. So if you're out there, Noah Fafita, do what you got to do, man. Send up the smoke signal, do the hand signal or something. Let us know so we can send somebody to rescue. There are rescue teams all over this nation that will come and help captives. Well, prayers for Noah Fafita. He must be allowed an exemption to enter the protocol today. Well, that's all I got for this week. Remember, join us here every Monday at 6:30 for Around the Herd. Well, I'll go live and I'll talk about all things Alabama and all the things that get in Alabama's way. Iron Bowl debates, they drop every Wednesday at 6. Sometimes we go live. Please click on the subscribe button. Hit the bell so you get notifications. I'll see you guys at the next, I guess I'll be dropping from time to time, but the next game will be Georgia. I'm going to try to do my best to be on at the beginning of that game, but I can't make no promises, but I should be going live by halftime, and we're going to battle with them. With that, we'll see you next time here on Tight Sports. And as always, remember, roll, Tide, roll.